It was the worst thing that I've ever seen with my own eyes. People murdered and killed because of religious dogma. And to see people in America walking around with Palestinian flags, supporting Hamas, is unacceptable.
This is TPUSA, Turning Point USA, America Fest. America Fest. All right? And I've checked out a couple of joints from this already. If y'all haven't seen it already, go back and look at my videos. And the Jason Whitlock one is going to be posted very soon, if it hasn't been posted yet by the time I decide to go ahead and post it. All right, let's check out some Officer Tatum. I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying to be opposite what I'm doing right now. Okay.
I said tonight, I meant this morning, but y'all can stay standing. Y'all might as well stand up. If you listen to my speeches, every year, I got to come with some energy. Y'all already know. But I want to make this a little more intimate, right? I want to take y'all to church real quick. Are y'all good with that? I'm going to go over here. I want to take y'all to church. Are y'all good with that? I want you to do something real simple. I want you to pat your neighbor on the shoulder and say, "This is my season."
This is my season.
I want you to say it like you mean it, all right?
2024.
I want to say it like you're ready to take back the country. Tap your neighbor on the shoulder and say, "This is my season."
This is my season.
Y'all take a seat.
This is my season.
Every year I have to do that.
My season.
Because I'm a firm believer in the things that you say and the power that it invokes. And I want all of y'all here tonight to embody that. This is our doggone time. We're going to take back America. We're not going to let these lunatics frame the narrative, make up their own words, try to tell us how many genders there are. They must be crazy, because this is our season. I'm going to start with one thing that made me mad. I almost went crazy the other day, and that is LeBron James. I wish he was here tonight. I'll tell him to his face. What a coward.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man, and y'all about to be mad at me, but I'm going to say something after this video that's, if y'all wait, I'm gonna piss some people off about LeBron James, man. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet and let Officer Tatum do what he do. But I promise you, at the end of this video, and don't skip either. Don't cheat, because some of y'all was probably cheaters in school when you was a kid. You was probably skipping the line and everything, especially on Friday when you knew it was pizza day. When it's pizza and hamburger and fries day, you was skipping the line with your lunch tickets. I used to have a lunch ticket. I don't know if y'all had lunch tickets, but I know I had a meal ticket because I couldn't afford it. But anyway, you're going to hear what I got to say, and it might piss some of y'all off at the end of this video.
What a coward. I don't care what you feel about the history of this country. I don't care how you feel about yourself as an individual. You better stand up and show some respect for the men and women that died for our freedom. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how much money you got. You better stand up and support the men and women that died for our freedom. See, now I feel like I'm in America tonight, all right? All right, y'all can be seated. There's nothing wrong with being conservative. There's nothing wrong with putting God first in everything you do. And I know a lot of you young people, you're going on these college campuses, and they want to brainwash you into feeling something different. Friends of yours that may not be your friend after this, they want to coerce you to following the status quo. But I'm here to tell you that it's okay to take a stand. It's okay to be conservative. It's okay to believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. It's okay to believe that life starts at conception, not your perception.
Pull out game.
And people counseled me a long time ago, and I don't care. They can kick rocks. Because I got a whole bunch of God-fearing patriots in here right now that love me.
Go ahead, bruh. Talk your talk.
I have learned The power of not caring. I don't care what they say. I don't care how they feel. I'm going to always stand on principle. I'm going to always stand up for what God has called me to do. And I want every single person in this building to understand that you have a call on your life. I may be a person standing here on the stage. Many people that have been on stage have been great, wonderful, inspiring individuals. But it doesn't matter if you're on the stage or sitting out there, you have a calling and you need to do your best to answer that calling. It takes all of us to make the American dream true. It takes all of us. I always give the football analogy because I used to play football. I don't know if you can tell it still. I still got it. I ran out here, I'm going to pull my hamstring. But God is good.
I see you got on them tight pants, bruh. I see you got on them woke pants with the cuts in them, Officer Tatum. I see you being real young. Them joints look like in order to get them on, you had to shake your little hips a little bit. Them things tight as hell, man. I bet if you fought, you probably burp at the same time. All right, let me go ahead and get back to this.
I always use the football analogy because the quarterback always get the accolades. Everybody's talking about Tom Brady or whoever your favorite quarterback is. Okay, yeah, there you go. We got one Tom Brady fan. We got a Dak Prescott fan in the house. Everybody that said boo, they got to leave right now. No, just one. One day the Cowboys will win a game, but that's not the point. So the point is, a quarterback, in order to be successful, they have to have an offensive line. You have to be able to block.
That's right.
And if the quarterback in the offense does well, you have to have a defense. You have to have a special team. You have to have coaches that are willing to call plays and have done the research.
That's right.
It's the same thing when it comes to our movement. You got to have young people on these college campuses doing the best that they can to preach the truth of conservatism and freedom. And people like myself, who God has blessed with a big platform, we can go out and speak to the masses, but we all have to work together to make this thing happen.
That's right.
There is nothing wrong, and I'll say this 1,000 times, I wanted to get in your soul. There's nothing wrong with being conservative. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't let people trick you out of your position. They're miserable. It's called projection. The reason that they call you racist is because they're racist.
Facts.
They fight racism with racism.
Facts.
They call you Hitler, being a conservative, yet they're the most anti-Semitic people on planet Earth. And I didn't want to get into this, but now I'm on stage, I gotta say it. What happened in Israel was such a big atrocity. It was the worst thing that I've ever seen with my own eyes. People murdered and killed because of religious dogma. And to see people in America walking around with Palestinian flags, supporting Hamas, is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And don't get it twisted. There are some people out there that probably believe in the freedom of Palestinians or whatever they claim. The majority of them don't. The majority of them are promoting Hamas. The majority of them hate Jews. When they say from the river to the sea, that's genocide. Don't get it twisted. A lot of people are too afraid to say something. I don't care. I say it on my platform every single day. I stand with Israel. And I'm not here to try to act like Israel is perfect. Any kind of atrocities, and I'm going to say atrocities, but the things you see that are done wrong in America, I'm sure they do it wrong over there. You think everybody that have their, the Torah in their hand, they living right, every one of them? No. They have issues like anybody else.
Yep.
But they have a right to defend their homeland. And I think as Americans, we should support that. And I got a quick message to the church, because most of us in here are Christians. Raise your hand if you're a believer. Raise your hand if you're a Holy Ghost-filled believer. Raise your hand if you've been saved by grace through faith. Raise your hand if you love the Lord. Okay.
I love the Lord.
I knew I had some saved people in the house.
I love the
But
Lord.
let me talk to us for a minute.
And if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right, huh? Praise God. Hallelujah. 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 I'm going to sprinkle some of the spirit on your soul. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Give God some praise. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Angel, I know you did not just now send me a Doc Rich video to do a reaction to.
I want us to understand this as well. You have to live it. Your words are powerful, but your testimony is greater. You have to live what you believe. The
Amen.
easiest way to convince other people of the goodness of Christ is to see you live it out. And you have that opportunity every single day you wake up in the morning. Every single day you're on campus. What's the best way? People ask me all the time when I go to universities, what is the best way for me to share my faith? Live it.
Amen.
Nobody wants to see a
1000%.
miserable person that's always complaining and gossiping and sinning all day, and you're trying to convince them to become a Christian. Why would they ever become a Christian when you're doing no different than they're doing? We are to be separated because we're called. And I know it's not a great feel-good message because it's difficult to live the life, especially when y'all here. Look, I see some of y'all. I see some of y'all that you can repent later. I'll pray for some of y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all young people, this is the only place where you're gonna see beautiful conservative women, because on campus there's nothing but blue-haired monsters. I hope that most of y'all find your wife at this conference. Find a good husband at this conference. Build relationships and friendships to last at this conference.
That don't mean sneak away and make sweet love since you're going to be at the conference for a week. That don't mean, oh, you got a room? I got a room. What room you on? Huh? Yeah, I can. You better stop. All right, I'll come see you a little later. All right, all right. You said third floor. All right, I'll be up there a little bit. We can pray together. Yeah, God is good. Look at you walk away. God is good. God is good. Won't he do it? Yes, he will.
This is the place to do it. And I want you to take advantage of that, but also live saved in the process. Y'all feel me? Live saved. Be bold in Christ. I say this all the time when I'm speaking about churches. We have fallen off the wagon in some of these churches. We got a bunch of great pastors here tonight that lead wonderful ministries. But as a whole, generally speaking, Christianity, we need to step up. We need to be bold. We need to tell the truth and stop worrying about people's feelings. Do you think Jesus was concerned about your feelings? He was concerned about your soul. And I'm not here to be the preacher on the side of the road telling everybody going to hell. That's counterproductive. But I'm here to encourage us to be bold in our faith. This country can change if we just stand up and be bold in our faith. If we stand up and live as an example to our friends and our family, we can change America. Every aspect of your life should be influenced by your faith.
You know what? I've heard a few speeches from Turning Point USA. One of the most exciting speeches I've heard, and I'm still kind of caught off guard by this one, but Ted Cruz, his speech was really good. That one right there, I did not expect it. Ted Cruz was on fire. But I will say this message is my best message that I've heard so far, because a lot more people need to tell people to live for Christ. And that's the way that you'll positively affect what's going on in this world, in this nation, and in your communities. And not to run away from the fight. Don't try to cause any issues or anything like that, but your living would tell it all. Your living will help so much more than whatever it is you're doing right now. if you're living for Christ, if you're living for God. A lot of us, we believe that that's the right way to go, but we believe that that comes at another time in our life. Like, we take for granted how many years we believe we're going to be on this planet, how many years we believe we're going to be living. So we put it on the back burner saying, when I get 30, I'll do this. When I become 40, I'll do this. You got to do it now. I don't care if you're 17, 18, 20, 30. It does not matter. You got to do it now. You got to start living for Christ as much as you possibly can. Now, times are becoming darker and darker and darker. And we are apologizing for things that we should not apologize for. And I get it, because most of us work for companies and for managers and for certain industries that are filled with this darkness, and that this nation actually promotes. And anyone who stands against it are dragged. Like, your life is ruined. Your friendships are ruined. Sometimes you can lose your job by not being a part of the go along to get along gang. But you got to stand on what you know to be true. You got to stand on your faith. This right here, this message, I love it. I can talk ad nauseum about this message, but I'm glad that he gave it. It's not going to be the most exciting message. Why? Because not that it's not good. He's doing a great job giving it. And I know y'all hope that I just be quiet and let him finish, but no, I'm going to take my time. Hopefully that's okay, but I'm not going to talk for too long. One thing I do love is that he's holding people accountable. Like, out of all of the excitement that's going on, he ran out there and got everybody excited and everything, but then he said, accountability, accountability, accountability. Hold yourself accountable. Be about God's business. When you be about God's business, then things will work the way that they're supposed to work. All right?
The concept of separation of church and state, people, they trying to lie to you. Look at the money. In God we trust. Look at the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God. Don't let them fool you. This nation was founded by Judeo-Christian values. Capitalism, freedom, liberty, the freedom to speak. It's all on godly principles.
Racism and white supremacy. Huh? What about 1619? You ain't bring that up, Officer Tatum, huh? Huh? It was founded off of 1619, off the backs of the slaves. That's not funny.
And don't let the atheists who have a whole bunch of faith in nothing convince you that God ain't real. It's crazy to me how much faith atheists have. To see how much beauty there is in this world, understand the anatomy of the human body, it proves to me every single time I think about it that God is real. This didn't just happen because something exploded at some point in time when we didn't know nothing, that came from nothing to something. That's foolery. We know that there's a God that created us in his image, and he didn't make a mistake. And I know that there's people here that are struggling with certain things, whether it's homosexuality, whether it's fornication, whatever it is, God can deliver you. I know that there's people here, and it's a tough subject, that may have questioned or may have been a part of an abortion. God can forgive you. You don't have to live in shame. You don't have to live that way. The devil wants you to be so shamed that you never stand up and say anything. He wants you to feel so guilty in your sin that you never get out and reach your full potential. But I know a God that can bless you in the midst of your mess, that can change your mess to success. Let me say it like that, because I don't want to encourage people to be out here sinning and grinning. But God can turn your mess into success. So let God heal you, forgive you from the things that you've done, and go out and be a champion.
I hear you, Reverend Dr. Tatum. Huh? The good Reverend Dr. Tatum. I'm surprised he ain't got one of them little cloths. and wiping the sweat off. And God said, slap your neighbor and tell him that where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Slap 3 more neighbors and tell them that there's 3 wheels added to the 1 wheel. And you call that a car. And you only get from where you are to there, over here, and everywhere, because you know the way. And God is the way. Hallelujah. So I
Go out
said,
and be a champion.
hallelujah.
America is not a racist nation. America is not a racist nation. I think that we all understand that. Everybody here, there's so much diversity here. So many people that have come to my booth, taking pictures, explain how I've changed their lives, how I've changed the lives of their friends, and how they've gone on to make a difference.
I'm glad he said that, because a lot of people will hear a black man say this and completely turn away from, like, whoa, really, bruh? Really, bruh? Wow. How much they paying you? How much the white man paying you to say that? You so disconnected from reality, bruh. You say you married. What color is your wife? Your wife white, ain't she? Oh, yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I see you. I see you, bruh. A lot of people won't accept that because they don't want to accept it. They will much rather accept the dark way of thinking, the negative way of thinking, so that they can continue to complain and bring others to complain with them, so that they can build up this victimization, oppressed army of individuals that will help them become the revolutionaries, alleged revolutionaries that they want to become, so that they can go against the man. Yeah. Most black people hear that right there, hear a black man dressed in all black say that America is not a racist nation. They will immediately go at his neck. Like he said in the beginning of his speech, though, he's been canceled before and he don't care. He said they can kick rocks with their socks.
And ain't not one time I sat at the booth and thought about anybody's race. And I'm sure none of y'all think about that crap. We understand that we live in a meritocracy. That means if you work hard, you bust your rear end, you believe in yourself, you can become anything you want to be in the United States of America.
Unless you black. Because then you're going to be held down, held down by the white man. It's always going to be a white man holding you down. It's going to always be a white man holding you down, black people. You can't win for losing when you black.
But one of the things that is important is that you believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And believing in yourself isn't just words. You have to embody it. You have to feel it. You have to visualize what your success and your future will be. Perfect example. When I was single, I envisioned having a wife. I didn't envision having a baby mama. I didn't envision having a girlfriend. My vision was to have a wife. And as a single man, I would fly across the country, and when the seat was vacant next to me, I would close my eyes and imagine that my wife was sitting right next to me flying with me. I imagined that. I saw it. I believed it. I wasn't just running my mouth. I believed that God was going to do that for me. And I am very proud to point out somebody in the crowd that is such an inspiration to me. She got my back in everything that I do. She support me. She stays at home with the baby up all night. I be mad at her. Baby, you let him go to bed. She up all night because she love our baby, and she's my rock. Corinne Tatum right here. Give my wife a round of applause. And my baby Bo.
Baby Bo.
This part Y'all love Korean more than me. This part is for the young men out here. It's for the young men, real quick. I didn't do that introduction just to pat myself on the back. But I really want to encourage young men in this. The greatest decision that I've ever made was marrying my wife. The greatest investment you will ever make as a man, it's not your career. It's not how much money you make.
It's who you decide.
It's investing in your family.
Lock down with. Marry.
And we shouldn't have a debate of who should pay on the first date. Young men, listen, if you ain't got the money, don't go on a date.
I don't believe that. Young men, if you ain't got the money, be creative. Be creative, okay? Be creative trying to woo this young lady because you don't want her to wait until you got a job and you're on your feet. You be creative, all right? Going to a museum, a free museum, hey, there you go. Every date ain't got to end up with no meal. Who said that every single date has to end up with y'all eating something? Why are women so damn greedy? Tell her to eat before I come pick you up. You out your daggone mind. Like, we going on a date. We ain't gonna go out to eat all the time. Like, be creative. Come on, use that brain of yours. Sheesh. You ain't got a daggone, y'all stay wanting to get something to eat. Women are greedy as hell, and none of them ever get past the height of 5'3". I don't get it. I never in my life seen a woman taller than 5'3". Ever. Maybe 5'3.5". And they eat all the time. They're always hungry, but they never know what they want to eat. Like they always ready to eat something, but they never know what they want to eat. And they never get taller than 5'3". I don't get it. It's crazy. But young guys, listen, you can still take a girl on a date without feeding her. You ain't got to feed her all the time, man. Or take her for some light, like a salad or ice cream or something, or a funnel cake. Sheesh. Y'all are something else, man. I swear to goodness. Like, every date does not have to end up at a restaurant.
If you questioning, should you hold the door? You ain't ready, son. And it's okay not to be ready. You should be building yourself. You should be following your purpose. You should be getting your stuff together as a man, preparing yourself to be a great husband. And then when you're ready, you're stable, you can take care of somebody. I remember asking my dad to marry some girl a long time ago. Close your ears, baby. It was a boy before you. I was in sin. I was in sin. I said, can I marry this girl? My dad said, I still pay your phone bill. What you talking about marrying some girl?
Nah.
How you gonna take care of somebody you ain't even paying your own phone bill? So young men, the lesson in that is get yourself prepared. Don't waste your time dating when you're not ready. Follow your purpose. Get your education. Build your business. Get your dream job. Get yourself to a position where you can be a quality man for somebody else.
I agree 1,000%, bro. 1,000%.
Nowadays, you have these gurus out here telling a man that he needs to have all these women if he's a high-value man. That is a poor investment, young man. That is a poor investment, having all these women and having sex with them and doing all this. Don't be that guy. God called you to be so much greater. Now, I got a little bit of time left. They say, please wrap it up right there. Okay, I got you. Don't yell at me. But young women as well, don't be like these liberal blue-head monsters that think that having sex with everybody is liberation. Don't be crazy. Don't get on no OnlyFans. You're going to meet you a man that'll take you wherever you want to go. Don't waste your time exposing yourself and all that other stuff. Be the woman God called you to be, a woman of virtue.
That's right.
a woman who adds value.
It's very difficult for a woman to do that, man, especially when in today's time where you can make a killing on the internet by every time you smile for your special audience. Let's call them OnlyFans. You know, let's just call them that for a moment. You smile and they drop $1 or $5 into the bank for you. And then you start pouring milk on your feet. Then they give you like an extra $13 and encouraging you to continue to do this over and over again. And not realizing that they messing things up for their future husband. Like they really are. And it's not that a man won't marry them. A man will still marry them. It's just they're selling their attention to the highest bidder. And when they now have a man that they are getting all of their attention from, and this person is for them 100%, they're still going to be expecting some of those idiotic exchanges that they once earned from strangers, if that makes any sense. Superficial exchanges that they once earned from strangers, if that makes any sense.
And it's going to make some of y'all mad a little bit, but you have to understand this very clearly. Some women get frustrated with men and they want to lead the family as the woman. And I'd say this, you just need to stop dating them wanksters. You need to date a real man that can lead. Therefore, you can exist in your feminine and allow a man to lead. You can still have your career. My wife can still go do whatever she want to do. But I got it to the point.
I'm so silly, man. Look, that y'all see the dude that's creeping behind him and with the camera. That is, to me, that is instant comedy right there. The guy is I get it. It's like I'm gonna get this angle right here for dramatization, for dramatics, like, and I'm gonna walk slowly behind him. I mean, what are you looking at? The back of his hoodie, his butt cheeks, the crowd. What are you looking at? I mean, I get it. Different angles. You're shooting a movie. This thing is a movie, but it's absolutely hilarious. He just walks behind him.
Therefore, you can exist in your feminine and allow a man to lead. You can still have your career.
See, we caught you. We caught you. There's a black man behind you.
My wife can still go do whatever she want to do. But I got it to the point where I said, baby, you don't have to work. You can stay at home and raise our baby. Because all too often these days, they letting the babies go to these public schools, daycare. They out here abusing your kids, teaching them about transgenderism and all this stuff. Somebody got to stay at home in the family and bless our children and raise them. And it's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom.
That's right, women. Stay home. Stay home. Feed them babies. Make your man a sandwich. Okay? Make your man a sandwich.
They want y'all to go out in bondage. Both people don't need to be slaving. As a man, you can get up and get 2 jobs then. I'm finna speak. I'm finna preach, but they told my time is out. Maybe y'all catch me at the booth. It's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom. And don't let nobody lie to you and act like it's easy. My wife didn't get no sleep last night so I could sleep. It ain't easy, but you can do it. So I'm out of time. God bless each and every one of you. I love you. Keep God first and enjoy the rest of your time.
That was good. That was good, Off Stadium. That was good, bro. That was really good. I really enjoyed that.